Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Beyond the Case, which is a podcast for global leaders from Harvard Business School's OPM community, where they join in a personal capacity and share the real decisions, failures, and mental models that go behind building an enduring company. My guest today is another participant from OPM 67. Her name is Orit Pollak. Orit, how are you?
Hi, how are you, Sahin? Good,
I'm doing
thank
very
you.
well. Thank you. Yeah, good to see you
Yeah,
again.
good to see you.
Yeah. Orit, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us about what you do?
Yeah, perfect. So I was born in Peru. I did my college in Peru. Then I studied my first degree in Israel. I lived there for 7 years. And then when I came back home, so I started in many industries, first in oil and gas, then in mining, in health industry. And then I finally convinced my father to hire me. After many, many years, he agreed to hire me with no position, with no specific duties. He told me, you enter the factories and you gain your name there. So I'm now second generation in family business. We have two factories. One factory, we are the main manufacturer of steel drums, 200-liter drums. I created a retail line. I manufacture barbecues and grills, a contract manufacturing for retails and campaigns, but I also have two own brands. It started as a game, but now it's over 10% of the revenue. And another factory for natural colors and ingredients. We also do contract manufacturing for spray dried products, powder. My father started the factories around 50 years ago, and I'm very honored and very happy to follow his path.
That's amazing. How
Yeah.
long have you been associated with his business?
Since 2018, 100%, but I overlapped with my father for 1 year and a half.
And growing up, you must have seen your father going through the journey of starting this business, ups and downs, and then, scaling it further. Did you always think that you were going to join his business at some point?
To be honest, I didn't think that I was capable when I was a kid. you know, and my father always said family and business go separate. As a business person, first of all, it's important to say that my family is from Eastern Europe. So I'm first generation in Peru. So my father created everything from zero. Come from Romania. It's a communist country. Romania part of Hungary. So, you know, my grandparents survived the Second World War. Many of my family didn't, many did. So having heard all these stories at home of surviving and to waking up after failures. So I think that that made my father very strong to teach me to be strong, but also seeing my father's ups and downs. When you're a business person, you have good and bad times. I've seen on the really top and on the really bottom. And that makes you think that things can change from one day to another, that you have to study a lot. That was my father always told me, learn, study. And also that you have to be equal to all the people, no matter how much money they have, no matter the position that they have.
Or do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have a sister, but she doesn't live in Peru and she's not involved in the business.
Okay.
And she doesn't want, and it's okay.
Did your father invite you to join the business, or was it your decision to speak to him about considering something with the business?
So it was, I don't know how to say it in English. I convinced him. I begged him because my last, all of the industries, all of the companies where I worked before were huge companies. Um, and I saw how those companies grew, how they professionalized. I have many friends that they have industries, companies. I saw how they were growing. My father was getting older and he was okay. He said that I'm happy what I have now. I've been through my career, my ventures. And he was always telling me, when I'm not here and you're going to take over, you're going to do whatever you want in the factories. You're going to keep it going, you're going to sell, you're going to have a partner. So, yeah, so that was the story. So I entered the companies and I started my own path. I made some changes. Still, I have a lot of people that work with us for, I don't want to say the years, but before I was born.
What were the first few years like for you once you transitioned into your current role at this company?
It was very hard for me because from the night to the morning, I had to take over two factories. Unfortunately, my father had a illness that in 1 month and a half he was gone. So I didn't have time to talk to him, advices, real advices, what to do, what to look at, how to manage this, how to manage that. So the first years were really complicated. And I always tell it when they invite me sometimes to talk. I almost fail because I was not used to it. But I think that you are never ready and it's a constant learning. You always learn every day on how to be a better person, a better leader, and how to make things better.
Do you have any recollection of certain principles that your father might have shared with you on running the business or, just going about life that you find yourself revisiting today now that you're the leader of the company?
Yeah, yeah. First of all, always be positive. Always try to create value. Never spend time. And this is the sentence that I always think about. The sentence that I think about the most. Never spend time on a problem that you cannot fix. Spend energy on creating new things. Yeah, that's the thing that I always remember. And the other thing that he always was telling me, once you throw the stone, you cannot get it back. That means that, and don't eat the soup when it's too hot. I don't know if those are terms from Romania or from I don't know, but they're very wise, because sometimes we take decisions on a bad moment or with a very hot head, and then you cannot go back. You cannot go back.
And you mentioned your
Yeah,
father focused on education a lot.
yeah.
Can you explain why that was? Were there certain experiences in his life that made him feel that education is something he wanted his children to be empowered with?
Yeah, so again, coming from a communist country, Romania focused a lot on education. So he studied. My mother also, I haven't mentioned her yet, but she also owns a business. And my mother is a civil engineer when no one studied engineering then. So both of my parents came out, could improve their life, could grow in life, and could become what they are now through studying, through going out from Romania and getting jobs and scaling up in life, and in the end being owners of companies. Yeah, only through education.
And what kind of a business does your mother run?
She has a greeting cards company, but not only greeting cards, she's also involved in organizations around events. She created like an organization to formalize all the events community in Peru.
What do you think was the hardest part for you of stepping into a leadership role?
I think that still is the responsibility of following what my father created. Always, of course, scared that something can happen and that you can fail. But I'm always positive. But the most important thing, responsibility for my family. Yeah, that's the most important thing for my direct family. That they can have everything that they want and that they can enjoy from what we have, and be healthy and be happy.
And Rayemsa, your company, it manufactures steel drums. What does innovation look like in that industry?
So we do a lot of innovation there. First of all, we are now working with more sustainable paintings and inner coatings. All the world is changing and the world is asking for more sustainable products. And we also do products that are not the standard sizes. So every client for us is important, no matter if they buy from us a couple of drums or they buy from us thousand of drums. So we help and we try to be the best company to every client that works.
Talking about Latin America, could you speak about some misconceptions people may have around manufacturing in Latin America?
So first of all, Peru is a great country. Thankfully, we are stable. We have a great economy. We are very resilient people, not only Peru, in all South America. The political situation in South America now it's turning better after elections in Bolivia, Chile. Hopefully in Peru we have elections in April. So people will vote with the head and not with the heart. So yeah, we are with a lot of hope that we can keep growing. And we have a country with great resources. We have mining, we have agriculture. What else do we have? We have drums, we have grills, we have natural colors. We have a lot of everything. Yeah,
And
we are
Orit,
a very nice country.
absolutely. Orit, you also personally serve on the external board of the National Chamber of Industry.
Yeah.
So, how does that perspective differ from being just a regular business owner?
So it's a lot of challenge and it's a lot of responsibility because you represent chamber of industry. For me, it's a big learning with members, board members from many other companies, from many industries. And the objective is to help to formalize and to make the industries in Peru grow. Yeah. Already 5 years on the board.
Before you joined the business, you had leadership roles at certain companies. And
Hmm.
from what I recollect, we had a case at Harvard Business School, the Starbucks case. I believe you spoke about being in a PR role at one of the companies.
Yeah, corporate affairs. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you speak a little more about what that looked like in terms of your profile there and what kind of work you did?
So it was corporate affairs um in a big company. So it was a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibility, being able to coordinate with many agents, external agents, government, industries, internal clients also. So it was a lot of learning. All the positions that I had in my career before shaped me and made me understand from other perspective how a business works. So when I joined the family business, I could do it better than if I have joined after finishing university. Yeah, that's my recommendation for every second generation. First, work outside, learn, make mistakes outside, and then help your family.
What risks do you think are underestimated by most family businesses?
Hard to say because I think that every industry, you're making me hard questions, Ohina, and we didn't talk about the questions before.
About that. But look, you're good at this. I know. I've seen you in class.
Risk, you have to think forward, not for tomorrow. You have to think ahead. And in my case, I have to think ahead, like how one of the teachers said, I'm built to last. I'm not built to sell. So you have to create a good basis and grow with a good basis because if you grow with not a very good, I don't know how to say it. First, you have to build the first floors and then keep growing. Yeah, then keep growing. And now the competition is even bigger than before. So you have to be very good at what you do, but you have to give the client a big, big service and understand the need of your clients and being constant contact with them to know what their needs are.
When you're taking major decisions, how do you go about that? Do you have an advisory board that guides you on decision making, or do you have a certain process you follow when you're taking some of these decisions that you have to take as the owner of the company?
So first of all, I have to be thankful that I have a very good team, people that work with my father, but also people that I hired. So that's first thing. I never take a decision by my own. I always coordinate with the people that are in my team, with the people that really, really know about what we are taking the decision about. But I'm in YPO, so I have forums there, so it's very helpful for me. And I have certain friends that I cannot say that they're my mentors, but I enjoy having lunch with them, going for them for a coffee, for a drink, in very confidential conversation, and just say everything and ask for advice, ask for help. I also read, try to improve, try to take better decisions, and if they are not correct, so the second time I will do it better.
Or in preparing for this interview, I learned something about you which I did not know before. You are a world famous author who authored a book which won the best barbecue book in the world. Was it just me who didn't know this, or do none of the folks at OPM 67 know this?
No, I don't think so.
How did that experience shape out for you? How come you decided to write a book on?
This is a surprise that you knew. So, as you know, one of my lines is to manufacture barbecues. As you already know, also Peruvian cuisine is very famous. We have a lot of local ingredients from many parts of Peru, very unique and very special ingredients. So I co-authored the book with a former ambassador of Peru. He was ambassador in many countries, so he was promoting the Peruvian food through the embassy. So our families have been friends. So we decided he knocked on my door. He just came to me and told me, "Hey, Orit, let's write this book. You have the products. You are the expert in the company to manufacture grills." So we co-authored the book. It was a really, really nice book. It showed all the Peruvian cuisine, the ingredients. One day he calls me and he tells me, "You know what? We have been nominated for the Gourmand Awards. I think that we are going to win. Let's go to China to receive the prize." You go to receive the prize. We are not going to receive the prize. Long story short, we got a prize 2017 of the best barbecue book in the world. Many famous chefs also were also presented their books. They didn't win, and I'm planning my version too. So yeah, it's very nice. What I like about my grills, talking about final consumer, that I like to give the final clients a really quality product. No matter what the price is, you have to give back what you're expecting. I want my final client to have, as in the colorants, as in the drums, but more specifically for the grills, because it's retail. I want to give, and that's, I think, how I grew so much with this company. We beat it all the competition because I'm giving the final client a very good product. What you expect to give, delivered to the final client. Yeah.
So how do you balance professional work and some of these passion projects as well? And you also mentioned like reading a lot, you exercise, you travel the world extensively. How are you balancing all of this?
I think that when you love your work, you don't see it as a work. In the moment that you wake up in the morning and you say, "Oh, I have to go to work," change your work, sell your company, do another thing. I love what I do. I love my work. I work from nowadays with all the technology. You can work from everywhere in the world. I keep balance also, as I told before, I'm now vacations 100%. 2 weeks I came to a wellness place. So for me, balance is very important to look after yourself, to sleep well. Yeah, that's it.
How do you handle conflict in family or in a boardroom setting? Do you have a process you go through if you have to disagree with someone?
We don't have a
No, no,
board in the
I've seen
family.
I've seen the version of that in a classroom, and I did not see a process there. But I'm wondering how that's in a boardroom setting.
So we don't have a board in the family. My mother and my sister trust me 100%, 200%. I trust them 300%. I share with them ups and downs, good news, bad news. So yeah, so we don't have a specific board, so they really trust me, and I think that they think that I'm taking right decisions. Yeah, they're aware of what I do, financials, investments, everything.
What advice would you give women that are stepping in a family business?
Listen before doing. Listen before doing. When we start, we may think that we know more than what we do. It has happened to me. So you have to learn from the people that know, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, and that's my advice. And as I said before, positive. Be positive, no problem lasts forever. And if it lasts forever, so don't try to fix it. And again, spend your energy on creating new things, on making your people happy so they feel part of it. It gives a lot of happiness, a lot of, I don't know, to see how your people grow and how you can not only help give work to one person, it's a family that is behind that. So, yeah.
What made you consider the OPM program at Harvard Business School?
So, I was in a process of studying. I already have an MBA, I have an executive MBA, other courses also. But back in 2016, I did my GMAT and I didn't do so well. And I didn't get accepted to a Ivy League university. And then I applied again, and then my father told me, please don't leave the factory, please don't go. So when I was doing well to finally go to the university, I didn't have the chance. And I'm very happy that I didn't do it back then because now I have more knowledge and more experience. I have many friends that did OPM before. They always tell me, you have to do it, you have to do it. It's a life changing, it will change your life, it's worth every dollar. Yeah, and it's funny because I was thinking about it and I started my application. Then I said I'll do it later. Long story short, I applied third week of September. Yeah, it was a last minute. I said, don't leave for tomorrow what you can do now. I entered the internet. I saw that they were still accepting applications, and I said, I'm going to apply now. I applied, and I think that couple of days after I got my acceptance letter and I said, okay, how we say in Spanish, I'm on the horse and I have to just, go with it. I have no option to go back. I have to study all the 35 cases, all the four finance models, and go with it. And I'm very, very glad that I did it. And I'm really looking forward to the Model 3 and to the Model 2 and Model 3. Yeah.
Has there been any single takeaway from the OPM program that you found yourself revisiting or which you've already applied at your business?
So yeah, so two new ventures came up to my mind. I don't want to tell them now because I'm still building them. But I think that one of the most valuable things from the course are the people that you meet. Of course, the professors and all the materials, but having the opportunity to be surrounded with amazing people from so many countries, I think that is the most valuable thing. and everyone is so humble and so willing to help and so intelligent. And yeah, I think that makes you a better person, be surrounded by better persons. So I think that that's the most valuable thing for me.
Congratulations on the new venture ideas, and we'll talk more about that when you're comfortable to share it. Is there a book that has changed the way you think?
Not specifically, but I like to read a lot about operations, but not specifically books, a large book, but I love to read articles, things that help you take decisions, and your audios and your interviews for him.
Thank you.
Yeah, are very interesting, really. I
What
was
about
nervous, after listening to so many clever interviews of it, what I'm going to answer, what Sohin is going to ask me.
the book La Cocina al Cilindro?
Yeah, and that's the book, but it's in Spanish. We are sold out because it was many years ago, but I should reissue it and in English.
Lastly, is there any advice you would give a younger version of yourself, someone who is just starting out in a leadership capacity?
I think the same of that I said before. Learn from the people, build a really good team underneath you because we don't know everything. We need to have good people in our team, but you have to listen to them because if you take decisions by your own, first of all, they will leave, and second of all, you won't take the best decisions if you don't make them in coordinations with people that know. And also, never put all the eggs in one basket. Yeah. So I think it's always good to diversify and to look for industries, but also try to make things easier. But many companies do like shared services and shared processes that you can do with all your companies. That helps a lot.
Great. Thank you, Orit.
Thank
Appreciate your time.
you.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was really nice seeing and talking to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Likewise.